We are going into heat 1 of 2 in the mixed medley for 9-10. Our backstrokers are in the water. Lane 3 is Chamelon. Lane 4, Country Club of Charleston. Lane 5, Legend Oaks. Lane 6, Somerville Y. Lane 7, Newington. And Lane 8, Asheboro. We had a last-minute jumping in lane 2. Is that the West Charleston Wahoos?
I do not know who that is. We will try and figure that out. As we go off onto the backstroke leg, each swimmer will swim 2 lengths of the pool now, and it is Chamelon looking good there in lane 3. Just above them, the Country Club is in lane 4.
If you're watching at home, I loved this backstroke flip turn. You know, the swimmers do get to roll over on their stomach and take 1 freestyle stroke before flipping. That's the only time in backstroke that you can be on your stomach. So if you're doing, you know, coming in here on the finish, they have to remain on their back. No rolling over. And our breaststrokers are off. Country Club of Charleston and Legend Oaks diving in breaststroke.
Looks like Legend Oaks maybe moving into the lead there.
We'll talk about this throughout the weekend, but I think breaststroke, out of the 4 strokes, has the most variety of styles and technique. Right now, you see the swimmer from Legend Oaks shooting her hands over the water on the recovery, is what we call that, while Chamelon has an underwater recovery as she shoots her hands forward.
Chamelon holding the lead now as we go to, we're about to hit the halfway point, and the breaststroke to butterfly exchange, so critical in this relay. It's Chamelon, followed by Legend Oaks.
We've talked about this in past years, you know, going from 7-8 and doing a 25, and then you get up to 9-10 and you double your distance from a 25 to a 50. So that's hard. So you'll notice these kids, they are on it the first 25. It's very normal to fatigue coming back.
It is the hardest transition, and I think, Tara, you and I have seen this with so many swimmers over the years, just struggling to be able to A, learn how to do flip turns, or whatever turn you have to do for each stroke, but also to have the endurance to swim a 50 when you haven't done that in the past. It's really hard. It's the hardest transition you're going to have in summer league swimming. You're
right, because each stroke does have required legal turns and legal finishes, and when you're in 7-8, you only have to worry about the finish.
Newington took the lead there on the butterfly, but looks like Legend Oaks now back in front. Newington is going to be one of your strongest teams tomorrow. Their 13, 14, and 15, 18 age groups are really, really strong. So for them, it'll just be about surviving day 1. Legend Oaks moving into the lead here. Legend Oaks seated at 2:48.10. They're going to be well under that, as is Newington. Legend Oaks into the wall, 2:43.29. Again, that might be good enough for a spot in the top 10. Probably not much more than that. They set the time to beat. 2:43.29 for Legend Oaks. Second place was Newington at 2:45.74. And down here in lane 3 is Chamelon, 2:49.13 to take third.
So as swimmers are, you'll notice, waiting in the, here we have a replay on this heat 1, the butterfly lay. So again, we talked about they're coming back and they are fatigued. They're doing a wonderful job holding on to their stroke technique. So when you see their midsections, their lower back and their bottom come to the surface of the water, that means their hips are high. The higher your hips, the less drag you have. That's what you want. Great freestyle kick on this Legend Oaks swimmer here to bring it home. It looks easy, but that is exhausting to maintain that fast flutter kick.
This is heat 2 of the 9-10 mixed medley relay. Heat 2 of the 9-10 mixed medley relay is in the water. In lane 1 is Long Point. Lane 2 is North Charleston. In lane 3 is Snee Farm. We're going to have a brief delay here. We'll read you the names of the teams here in just a moment. All right, this is heat 2 of the 9-10 mixed medley relay. In lane 1 is Long Point. Lane 2 is North Charleston. Lane 3 is Snee Farm. Lane 4 is Northbridge. Lane 5 is Daniel Island. Lane 6 is Crowfield. Lane 7 is Shadow Moss. Lane 8 is Hobcaw. Lane 9 is James Island. And in lane 10, that's Park Shore. And we see Snee Farm off to a fast start.
That's Cameron Combs out there, backstroker for State Farm. She has got a great tempo, which means how fast her arms or her hands are moving. Also, Daniel Island, backstroker, great turn and underwater work.
The lead can change several times over the course of this relay, but Daniel Island has about a body length lead there in lane 5 over Northbridge and Crowfield on either side. Daniel Island to the wall in 36.17. Shadow Moss is in second, and it was James Island in third right now. Daniel Island moving through the field right now as we are 3 laps into an 8-lap race.
Down there on that bulkhead, you'll notice in breaststroke and butterfly, really at both ends, but they've got to get that 2-hand touch.
Absolutely essential here. Shadow Moss still in second. Crowfield coming through is in third now.
I bet that Crowfield swimmer, looking at the heat sheet, they've got a pair of 9-year-old swimmers that are fast, and I bet that is one of them. She's having a wonderful breaststroke swim.
Daniel Island at 1:17.24. Shadow Moss is second. Northbridge third.
Daniel Island with a commanding lead. David, you think someone can come back?
That's going to be tough. Daniel Island was seated about 6 seconds ahead of this field, though, so not really a huge surprise. The battle might be for second, but I don't know. Shadow Moss is looking good. Northbridge is looking pretty good. That's Hayward Leuchinger for Northbridge, who we're going to see quite a bit of today as a serious contender in a lot of events, but Daniel Island has about a 4-meter lead into the pool at 150.73. Shadow Moss is second. Northbridge still third. As we move out onto the freestyle leg.
These anchor swimmers in the relay, it's so fun. It's like they're racing horses, just standing back there waiting their turn. So mostly adrenaline, I'm sure, for the first 25 yards. Absolutely.
Trying to give everything they've got and finish the job for their team. Good battle here for second, but it is all Daniel Island at 2:22.06. Fights on for second. Is Shadow Moss going to hang on there? No, Northbridge is going to get second. That's Nico Giacomu getting in there for second at 2:27.31. 0.6 ahead of the Sharks. They finish third. Crowfield takes fourth.
Great race there. So another close race. A lot of teams swimming under their seed times.
A lot of teams swimming under their seed time. And we will head to a quick commercial break. You are watching the CCAA Championship meet on WCBD News 2.